This is your one and only FireSpark81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another dino-tastic episode of Ark Mods Weekly. I got some great mods this week, so let's get to it. The first mod we are going to take a look at is called Arrows, Arrows, Arrows. Arrows 3 times. We're going to go into our engrams here, and we're going to type in arrow, and you can see them here. We have the flint arrow, we have the crystal arrow, and then we have the obsidian arrow, and those are going to cost you 2 engrams each. And then they have trank versions of themselves that will cost you 3 engrams each. And you can see the cost on those is relatively cheap. The flint is going to cost you 2 wood, 5 flint, 5 fiber. The crystal is going to cost you 3 wood, 7 crystal, 10 fiber. And the obsidian is going to cost you 5 wood, 10 obsidian, and 20 fiber. So, not too terrible. Gives you something to do with your obsidian after, you've made everything that there is to make with it. Okay, let's take a look at what these arrows do. Alright, so I have a nice little area over here with some dinos that we can shoot. The first arrow that we are going to take a look at is the flint arrow. And that arrow does 10% more damage than the stone arrows do. So let's fire at some stuff and take a look. Now, I do have an ascendant bow here, so I have the extra durability. So this is to give you an idea that it's got a high damage increase, but you can see that, was that 2 shots on that guy? Actually, let me get a normal bow. Let's see what this does with a normal bow. Alright, here we go. Plain old normal bow. Nothing special about it. And let's see how many shots it takes to bring this guy down. I mean, he's a level 92. So, yeah. I mean, he took quite a beating, but probably not terrible compared to how many regular arrows you would have to sink. But yeah, that's the flint arrow. It's not supposed to be super special. Now, let's get into the good stuff. So now we have the crystal arrow, and this arrow actually lights things on fire, and it does 10% more damage than the flint arrow. So let's shoot this guy and watch him get lit on fire. There you go. I mean, that's always a fun time. Lighting stuff on fire. I'm not sure... I'm not seeing any damage pop off of him, so I'm not sure how much damage the fire is actually doing to him over time. But, yeah, I mean, he appears to be getting bloody. Let's just keep shooting at him. I mean, he is a level 56, so... But, it's fire. It's going to light him up at nighttime, and it's going to give you that extra DPS over time, or should be doing so anyway. And that is the crystal arrow. Now on to the obsidian arrow. So the obsidian arrow does 10% more damage than the crystal arrow, and it also applies a bleed effect. Oh, just totally whiffed that guy. So on top of shooting them and taking the damage over time, they're going to get that slow as well. You can see that he's moving a good bit slower. Let's shoot this guy here and watch. So there you go. You can see that he's bleeding, and yeah. So that's it. That's that. And then they have trank versions of themselves. Each one has a multiplier for the torpor, and the flint level trank arrow has a 3 times multiplier. The crystal has a 4 times multiplier, and the obsidian has a 5 times multiplier. For the torpor on those trank versions of each of these arrows. But I'm not 100% sure why you'd want to use the fire arrows and stuff like that, because they're going to be taking that extra damage. So yeah, I don't know, but if you want to, it is an option. This is a nice little... I always enjoy the arrow mods. There's stuff that adds new different kinds of ammunition, something other than the normal stuff that you see. So that is arrows, arrows, arrows. Alright, on to the next. And we are over here. I got a little dodo set up over here, and this brings us to our next mod, which is the ultimate egg collector. As you can see right here, this is the ultimate egg collector. Let's take a look at its engram cost. Alright, so once you're in your engrams, just type ulti, and there it is down there at the bottom. You have to be level 55 to learn this bad boy. It's going to cost you 350 metal, 200 electronics, 150 crystals, 150 thatch, 150 fiber, 100 cementing paste, and 80 polymer. And you need to know the refrigerator in order to learn it. So yeah, and it's going to cost you 24 Ingram points to learn it. So it's costly, but it's amazing because it's going to collect all of your eggs for you in a rather large area. And you can actually click this here to show the area of effect. You can see here, see this like little blue wall. You can see how big the area is in which it collects the eggs. We can actually zoom or pop out here a little bit, fly out, and you can see that it's a nice big sphere area in which it collects eggs for you. Alright, so let's go over here and let's turn that off. The other cool thing about this is you can see that it also gives the egg boost that the Oviraptor gives. So you don't have to have an Oviraptor. One thing I want to point out, and this is a good thing that this is here, it does not pick up fertilized eggs. So you can see right here I have a fertilized egg and it did not pick it up, so it just hangs out there. But it will pick up all of your normal eggs, and you can see here that I have a bunch of those. But you can store your fertilized eggs in it, and you would want to do that because it increases the spoil times. It has a ×2 spoil for all of your eggs that you put in here, so they're gonna last for absolutely ages and ages and ages. So on top of all of that goodness, you can turn the boost on and off, you can turn collection on and off, and you can actually pick it up so you don't have to destroy it if you place it and you want to move it. And if we take a look at it right now, see how there's eggs in the top? It shows you it's got eggs up there, you can see them. If we go into the inventory and we take all of those eggs out and we take a step back, you can see that they're gone. So it has a visual indicator to show you from a distance when there is eggs in there. So you're just wandering around your base, you know, you're like over here doing something in your base, whatever, you can look over there and see, oh look, I got eggs to pick up out of my egg collector, and then you can go over and get your eggs. Really handy, just tiny little simple mod. Like got most of these mods I'm showing you this week are just little simple mods like this, just a little standalone egg collector. It does a great job at what it does, and I mean this would be a great addition to any server because nobody likes going around and picking up stupid eggs. It's annoying, and the fact that this gives the Oviraptor buff so you don't have to try to tame an Oviraptor is also really amazing, and that's why I wanted to show this one off because I thought that was a neat feature that a lot of the other egg collectors that I've seen don't have. And that is about it for that one, so on to the next. And next up we have the Stunted Manticores mod. So as you can see here, there are 4 different manticores in this mod that you can tame and ride. We have the poison one, the vile, the blazing, the frozen, and the electrified. So you got each of the same elements that you have for the wyverns, and they work exactly like you would expect them to work. You have your bite, which is your normal click attack. You have your right click, which is a swipe. You have the C, which is the tail sting, and you can see that this one does like a little electrified effect to it. So when it stings, it's got that electric around it, and each of them do something a little bit different. So but before we get into all of that, they have about the same stats as a Rex would have, with a bit of a boost to their HP. They also come in different colors, they are breedable, and they do support mutations. So super fancy stuff right there. So let's take a look at each of these, and then I'm going to show you how you get them. So of course they do fly. You cannot go underwater with them. Let's land here with this guy. Let's see if we can get a sting off on this guy. I think the electric one does the stun, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you can see that he has got the electric stun effect on him. So you can hit your prey, stun it, and then continue attacking it. So that is the electric manticore. One thing I did notice with these that was kind of bugging me a little bit, and I actually was going to show this off last week, but the mod author is working really hard on this mod, so I want to point out that this is in really heavily development. Like he's putting a lot of time into it. So I'm going to show you this one little thing that bugs me, but I'm sure it'll get fixed very shortly. So when you hop off of them, he wants to move, and he got stuck there, so it wasn't a really good, you couldn't really see. Let's jump down here. Okay, so if I hop off of him, see, he just, like, where are you going, buddy? And they all do that. When you initially get off of them, they just They want to wander around a little bit. They don't like wherever you put them. They want to find their own spot, and it's kind of annoying when you're trying to park your dinos in a specific area and then they want to move on you. So let's park this guy and then I'll show you the next one. Okay, so next up we have the Vile, and I'm pretty sure that he does the torpor. I'm positive that he does the torpor. So we're gonna come over here and we're gonna hit this guy and see if we can knock him out with a couple of stings. So you can actually use this guy like you would use a scorpion to torpor stuff and knock it out. And you can see he's on the run now, so we're gonna hit him one more time, maybe, or maybe not. This little guy just doesn't want to be knocked out. You can see we're not doing a whole lot of damage to him. He's not very bloody, so we're just gonna keep hitting him until he goes down. So I mean, he should be effective for using for there he goes, and he's out. So he is definitely alive. Come on, get off the wing there. That's another thing, getting off these, you kind of get stuck on them. So you can see that he is unconscious. So you can use this one to tame stuff with if you manage to get this one. Next up we have the blazing, and he lights stuff on fire when he hits it. So let's go over this way. Oh, one thing else that I do want to point out with these is you can increase their move speed. So these are base stats tamed. You can see this one's level 225. This is base stats at a 225. But yeah, you can actually increase their speed, which is always nice to be able to increase the fly speed of anything that flies. All right, let's just attack this guy here. If I can land, there we go. So you can see that he's got a little bit of fire underneath of him, and he's on fire, taking that damage over time business there from being attacked with fire. So that's it. That's about all he does. Just light stuff on fire. And next up we have the Frozen Manticore. This guy slows stuff down when you hit it with your stinger. So let's go over here and hit this guy. Right, where'd he go? There he is. Hit this guy right here. He's gonna be our targeting dummy for this episode apparently. So if we hit him, you can see that you get like this cool, whoa, look at this trail effect we got going on right now. When you back up, you leave like it doesn't do it when you're going forward, but when you back up, you leave this insane smoke trail. That's really awesome. Anyway, he's not moving. Let's find something that's not stuck so you can actually see it. Here we go. This raptor right here should work. So if we just give him a little sting, you can see that he's moving much slower now. So that's it. That's all he does. Got that slow sting going on. Okay, so how do you get these guys? Well, I'm going to show you. So here we are out in the middle of nowhere beach, and we're going to summon one of the fallen manticores, and they will actually spawn around the and inside of the redwood area, and you have to kill them to get a fragment, and it's only a chance to get a fragment. Then once you get that fragment, you spawn in your manticore. So I'm going to show you how that battle goes so you can get an idea of what to expect. So here we go. I've spawned in the boss. You can see that it is level 50. It is also rather massive. So let's start shooting it. And this is going to take a little bit to bring this guy down. You can see that he's slowly getting bloody. I have to wait for our gun to stop overheating, or just shoot some more and continue to overheat it. So we're in God mode right now, and we're invisible, so he's not acting like he normally would, but I'm mostly just doing this to show you how long it takes to kill one. Oh, the death animation is kind of cool. And there it is. So there he's dead, and we can get a look. You can see now how many hit points he had, so, and his stats and all of that. So we did not get a fragment. We've got some manticore milk, but yeah, so let's spawn in another one and kill it. Okay, so I had to kill a bunch more of these, but we finally got it. We finally got a fragment. We have the Vile one, so it just shows up like you see here. I'm gonna drag that over to my inventory, and what do we have to kill? A total of 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 2 in that pile over there. Yeah. No, right there's 2. So 2, 3, 4. So we had to kill a total of 5. to get one, but we finally got a fragment. So it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to kill a bunch of these things. I recommend having a bunch of good air dinos ready because it's going to tear them up, and they're also going to be much higher level than what I tamed them in at level 50. I just did 50, so it was easy for me to kill them and to show you all what the fight would look like. They're going to use the same attacks that the normal Manticore will use. So now we have our item here. We can just drag it to our slot and hit it and activate it, and it brings in our Vile Manticore at level 225, and that's what level they're all going to come in at to start with. So when you start your breeding program, you know, you're going to start with 2 level 225s. So that's it, and that's all there is to that mod. And of course you can see that he's doing his wonky I don't want to stay there thing, and he's different colors than our other one too. So they do have the different color schemes. I love the black wings on this one. Alright, and I think that is going to wrap it up for this week's episode of Ark Mods Weekly. Thank you all so much for watching and all the kind comments and support. You all are amazing people. Before I go, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much for all of your support. You all are amazing and you help out the channel so much. If you would like to help out the channel through Patreon, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy and you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.